What I want you to be aware of as part of this is what's causing this. What is causing this? Why are 40 people showing up to innovation conversation, 40 CIOs, and 2 years ago when I was doing this, 6 people are showing up? What happened? Mark?
I think there's a lot of disruptors in our world out there, all across, and they touch our environments. And I think we need to be aware and willing to identify and adapt and respond.
What are the disruptors?
Well, you hear about all the innovation, people like to use the Ubers and the Airbnbs and things of that nature, but there are a lot of other, it depends whatever your industry is, there's somebody out there that can come up with a great idea and maybe do it for a lot less in an exponentially different way.
Yeah, completely. And I want people to understand when they're in a deceptive curve. So for their own businesses. So when they're in deceptive, this is really important because when you're in a deceptive mode, you're basically poo-pooing the technology. You're saying this cell phone, when it was released, there's no way that we're going to do transactions on this in the future. They were saying there was going to be text messaging, and when Facebook was launched, we said we're never going to get on Facebook, we're never going to get on texting, and all of a sudden we're all doing it. That's the deception piece. It's when you immediately say no. When you look at something and say that'll never happen. That's the deception. Now the piece is understanding when that inflection point is happening. So when is that inflection point happening in your business? Right at that arrow. And these are the technologies that Mark was just mentioning. They're all listed. All of you are going to the Gartner conferences. Everybody's on board with this now. These are the disruptors. And underlying all of this is Moore's Law, which is our world. Moore's Law is our world. So I look at it as a time of being Merlins. Like the CIO can be a Merlin, can be a change agent, and can think in 10x ways because you have the keys to the kingdom. Yes, the culture might not be quite right, and all these different factors might not be right, but you, the CIO, have this depth behind you that if you understood this and could start thinking in a different way, all of a sudden you're in a you're having different conversations with people. So, I'm not talking about the evolution of an axe. We're talking about, from might take 10,000 years. We're talking about Moore's Law supporting. We're supporting changes that are basically happening so fast that we're trying to get a hold of them, and it's all based on Kodak going out of business in a couple years caused by Instagram. We're having Amazon put retailers out of business very, very quickly. But they've known it for years. Every one of them's known it for years. But that's the disrupted, that's the piece, that's the quiet part. And now they're all reacting. And so that's what I like to, that's one of the big messages for the CIOs is that we can actually be on the front of this wave and be aware. We might not be ready to act yet, but we can be aware that disruption's happening and we're going to be ready to catch. We're going to be ready to catch our businesses, personally, professionally, whatever it may be.